while many of the Republican candidates for the 2024 election are pro-life. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales recently traveled to Iowa, where he sat down with presidential candidate Tim Scott, a senator from South Carolina. They discussed some of the big issues facing America.
I'm in Des Moines, Iowa, where I met with South Carolina Senator and presidential candidate Tim Scott. He was talking with voters who were tailgating outside the Northern Iowa football game with Senator Chuck Grassley. Later, I caught up with him about the issues facing America in an exclusive one-on-one interview. Senator Scott, just want to say thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, Eric. Good to be with you again.
Talk to me a little bit about, you are a positive messenger, one that gives something for others to look forward to in the future. You even quote scripture, but yet your two opponents who are leading you right now, they go after one another. Do GOP voters, do undecided voters want someone holding the Bible as president or driving the bulldozer?
That's a great question. I think the answer is that they would love to have someone who understands the power of truth. And truth is a bulldozer, without any question. And so from my perspective, the more you are optimistic and positive and have a backbone and you're anchored in conservatism, your message will break through. And what we're seeing here especially is it's resonating, and that's a good thing.
Let's get to the issues. Issue of abortion. You supported, co-sponsored the 15-week abortion ban. Even Susan B. Anthony, Pro-Life America, says that's a good start.
Yes.
Do you see any sort of compromise with this, or what's your policy on abortion?
Well, I have 100%, thankfully, pro-life voting record. I'm 100% pro-life conservative. As President of the United States, I would sign very conservative pro-life legislation, and that's why we start with the 15-week limit across the nation. Creating the culture of life is how we win and are successful in saving more lives.
Another issue that you're very strong on is school choice.
Yes.
School choice, we've seen an increase in enrollment in Catholic schools after COVID,
yes,
even during COVID. Do you see this as a broader issue that needs to be taken by the states, or is there a federal mandate that you can come up with?
Wherever the kid goes, the money follows. There's no question that a quality education is really important. And frankly, as a result of COVID, we saw kids trapped and out of the classroom, but in Catholic schools, by and large, they were still in the schools. And the precipitous drop, the largest drop in test scores in American history came because of COVID. But the Catholic schools saw their numbers stay steady or even improve. That drastic contrast, it is alive for every American to see, and we want more quality education, and I can't think of a better example of that right now in America than Catholic schools.
DACA is another big issue taking place right now. Thousands of kids are here. They want to become U.S. citizens. Even the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops calls for immigration reform. Is that something that would be part of your presidency?
You know, I look in the past and I see the coalitions that have come together, even under the former president, President Trump, put a deal together for Congress where you had DACA, border protection, and unfortunately it fell apart because without first dealing with the southern border crisis, it's really hard for us to get to step 2 and deal with any other issues. And so my position would be the same, that the most compassionate thing we can do immediately is to eliminate the threat coming from our southern border. That opens up the conversation for us to talk about a meritocracy in this nation as it relates to a border and as it relates to an immigration policy.
Talk to me a little bit about how your faith has shaped your political decisions.
You know, in 2013, I came up with something called the Opportunity Agenda, and the Opportunity Agenda really is my faith is embedded in my Opportunity Agenda. I'll give you a couple of examples. Number one, I believe that Matthew 25 tells us a lot about the cohorts of Americans who need specific and unique attention, whether it be widowers, or people who are incarcerated who need our attention. The fact of the matter is the gospel always leads us in the right direction of providing assistance. It says, when did I see you hungry and feed you? When did I see you thirsty and give you something to drink? When did I see you naked and clothe you? As you've done unto the least of these, so you do it unto me. I think we have an opportunity, not just a responsibility, but an opportunity to live out that message. And of course, I do believe that, as the book of Proverbs reminds us, if you can do it for yourself, that is your responsibility. But for those who cannot do it for themselves, we have an opportunity to provide assistance.
Senator Scott tells me that he's going to continue his message for a brighter future for America, and he believes voters will show up for him at the polls. In Des Moines, Iowa, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.